If I were to ask you how many times a day you're getting lied to, there's a good chance your answers would be similar to these.
Not much.
Hopefully 0?
Well, like little exaggerations or something.
But the truth is, you're getting lied to constantly, and it's not doing you any favors. For most people, the first thing they do when they wake up is check their phone. For millennials and Gen Z, that's Instagram, Snapchat, and often YouTube. And if you're older than that, chances are it's Facebook, because let's be real, no one uses Facebook anymore. Maybe you start by checking stories, in which case you'll see half your friends posting polls, or even lamer these ask me a question things. And the other half are having epic adventures and basically living out your dreams. Then you get bored, so you decide to scroll through posts and you see that your friend Joyce was in France, or your friend Rory went to Alaska. Shout out to Rory Marion, by the way. And you're lying in bed having just woken up, starting off your day by feeling like your life is really, really lame. But is it? I was listening to an episode of The Ground Up Show, can't remember which one, so, go listen to all of them. And one of the guests said, social media is just a highlight reel. Stop comparing yourself to the big highlights of other people's lives. Anyway, I'm getting off topic now. You all know the perils of social media by now. So let's get back to how you're being lied to. Chances are, if I were to go to your Instagram page, you would have posted something in the last month, with the national average being one post every 3 weeks. But since you're following hundreds of people, there's always something new to see. Now, if I was to look at those posts, almost 90% of the time, it's pictures of you out with your friends, visiting somewhere cool, or doing something with your family. And more often than not, the caption is usually something along the lines of, "Great day out with my friends, love you guys." But you're posting only once every 3 weeks, so obviously there's more to your life. It's just less interesting. Or dare I say you enjoyed it more without taking pictures of it and posting it on the internet. But hey, who am I to go on about not using social media? I am an extreme extrovert, so the idea of there always being people to talk to is just amazing to me. But social media is often just a lie. People are able to present a side of themselves that is in stark contrast with reality. Their everyday lives are an entirely different beast than what they choose to show on social media. They tend to only show the most interesting and exciting parts of their lives, and even falsify things about themselves or present a false image of themselves. And sure, I always edit my posts, but that's what I do as a photographer and a filmmaker. I try to make images look the best they possibly can. However, I try to maintain the general integrity of the image. But most people don't. They just want to show whatever puts them in the best light, whatever would make Diana jealous or Barry regret breaking up with them, or so on. You get the point. People are shallow and often, well, pathetic. A while ago, College Humor made a video where they photoshopped a pizza into a bikini model. And obviously it was a joke. I mean, it's called College Humor. But honestly, that's not beneath some people. So next time you're scrolling through your feed and you feel like everyone else is having more fun than you, just remember, in actuality, they probably aren't. Although, of course, no one wants to scroll through and get depressed or hear you whine about your Mustang that you bought from some imbecile named Dominic, breaking down for the 4th time in 2 weeks. But originality can easily be achieved simply by being more you, being more open. Stop photoshopping that one feature every time you post a photo, or captioning it with some inspirational crap. And instead be more open, explain something, tell a story. Humans love stories and everyone has their own unique story. Why don't you be a little bit more open with the story that is you? Some of my favorite creators are just that because they are more themselves. The more personality that comes through, and the more we don't try and present this keeping up with the Joneses perfection, the more interesting and engaging it will be. I'm not sure how many of you have taken the 16 personalities test, and if you haven't, I would suggest you do. It was very eye-opening for me to see the strengths and weaknesses it presented. Although the weaknesses definitely hurt a bit to hear. One of the first sentences was a remark on why it's good there's not many people with my same personality type. Anyway, I'm getting off topic now. On my test, I scored 99% extroverted, something almost nobody scores. Less than 0.025% of the world's population. So, to me, social media should be heaven, right? But in all honesty, it's not. Interactions over social media are just not the same. Sure, it's a great way to keep up with people and even meet new people, but you just can't get the same connection through social media as you can in person. Even now you're listening to me through a screen, so you can't see all my natural charisma and charm. Often nowadays, when people are asked about their relationship status, they will say something along the lines of, "I'm not dating anyone at the moment, but I'm talking to so-and-so." But you're not even talking to them, you're texting them over Snapchat, or you're occasionally FaceTiming them. I mean, come on, guys. That's pretty lame, to be honest. It's a big contributor to why relationships never last anymore. But that's a different video I plan on making soon, so let's jump back up to 30,000 feet. Obviously, I'm not asking you to delete social media or stop using it at all. I'm not going to be, so it would be hypocritical of me to ask you to do something I'm not willing to do myself. But I am asking you to look at it with a different perspective. Next time you get jealous of someone on social media or mad that your life isn't perfect, remember that theirs isn't either, and that people are often just trying to make you jealous. Remember, people can choose what they show you on social media, so if you really want to get to know them, spend time with them in person.